At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give you a brief idea of our repair and restoration information that we have. And if you're interested in having an old document or a Bible, any type of book repaired or stabilized, then this will give you an idea of the process you have to go through. And also, just give us a call and we'll be happy to give you a quote before we would ever do any work. Now, my friend and I here, he, by the way, is a Presidio soldier from the 1700s. And we have shown you our documents and antique weapons that we have. So at this time, what I'd like to do is take you to our restoration department and show you how we would repair a document or a book for the future generations in your family to see and enjoy. Our plan of repair for this particular Bible is to, number one, we have to stabilize it. We will repair the inside pages and eventually work our way to the outside. And at that time, we've got the front and the back boards. We will attach a new spine cover, and then on top of that spine cover we'll use this leather piece here, which is the old spine cover, and that way it looks more like the original. That's always our goal. We try to make these look like they did originally. We are not rebinding completely. We're stabilizing and repairing. And the goal is to provide the family with documents of their family history that are located inside the Bible itself. This is the page we took out, and as you can see, it's in three pieces, but we'll put it back together, we'll stabilize it, then we'll make copies of this, and we will have copies in a separate archival folder so that when people get ready to look at the Bible and read the family history that was written 200 and 300 years ago, they'll be able to do it without touching the original. So we will have a copy of this, and many times the copies look better than the originals do themselves. The final phase on the stabilization and restoration of this Bible is to be able to take this family Bible page that some ancestor a little over 100 years ago wrote in about the births and deaths and the marriages of the family. Now, rather than have those being looked at in the Bible itself and taking the chance of re-damaging the spine and people touching it with their hands to get because that's where the oil off of their hands will cause more damage than just about anything. The document itself will be reassembled, and from there we will have a separate archival folder for them to view the copy of this, but the original will be placed back in the Bible. Now, another step we have in restoring the old documents is a procedure here. This happens to be a diary that the family had. It goes back to the early 1800s, about 1815, I believe. And as you can see, it's been mishandled, it's been torn. It looks to be the acid has built up so that it is overpowering the writing in there and making it difficult to read. So our goal on this will be to clean this dirt off here and to reduce the acid content in the paper and stabilize it so that it won't build up again. Now, to do this, what we will do is first utilize a alkaline bath to reduce the acid. Then, after this has been washed, and of course we would test them first to make sure that the ink is not going to run, or the pencil is not going to run, or the wash itself would cause damage to the paper. All that's taken care of through a test prior to this. Then from this point, after we wash it, it will be placed on a screen and placed on a drying board. Then it will be pressed. Then we will repair the torn pages in there. After that, we will reassemble it and return it to this cover. We want this to look as much like it did 100 years ago, so that it has the authenticity of the family is carried forward. So 100 years from now, people can look back and see how their ancestors were living and enjoy having an original document that is able to be read, reviewed, and enjoyed by the family.